Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's breaking update has the entire hip-hop world freezing in place. Because just when fans thought the situation couldn't get any deeper, couldn't get any more intense, couldn't get any more unpredictable, the court has officially confirmed Lil Durk's next trial date, and the internet is losing its mind. Screenshots are flying around, fan pages are posting non-stop, and the timeline is filled with pure shock as everyone tries to understand what this new development really means. Moments after the news dropped, emotions ran high, rumors started spreading, and people close to the situation claimed the energy behind the scenes shifted instantly. Some fans are scared, some are furious, some are confused, and some are saying this is the chapter nobody was prepared for. Because this isn't just a date on paper. This is a deadline, a countdown, a moment that could change everything from Durk's future to the people standing around him. And the craziest part? Sources online are hinting that the reaction inside his circle wasn't calm at all. People are whispering about heated calls, family tension, and unexpected reactions from those closest to him. Buckle up because this story is about to get even louder. The moment the court released the update confirming Lil Durk's next trial date, something shifted online. You could almost feel it. The timeline didn't explode instantly. It cracked slowly, like everyone was trying to understand whether the news was real, exaggerated, or another rumor thrown into the mix, until official pages started posting the documents, screenshots, and statements. And that's when people realized this wasn't speculation. This wasn't fan theory. This was happening. For real. And the hip-hop world wasn't ready. Inside certain circles, people started whispering that this update wasn't just a simple court notification. According to online pages claiming anonymous sources, the moment Durk heard the exact date, his entire team froze. Not because they didn't expect the trial. Everyone knew it was coming, but because of when it was happening and the weight behind what it meant. Some fans even started digging into the timeline, connecting events, interviews, and past statements, saying the tension behind the scenes must have been building for months. Meanwhile, fan communities like the OEF pages, Chicago hip-hop forums, and even neutral rap news groups were sharing detailed breakdowns of the court timeline. Some were calm and analytical, but others were dramatic, emotional, and filled with panic. Posts titled, "This Might Be It," and "Everything Changes After This Date" started circulating. And that's when the drama intensified. Because the moment emotions rise, discussions get louder, reactions get heavier, and narratives twist quickly. People started pointing out how quiet Lil Durk had been publicly in the days before the announcement. Fans were re-watching his old interviews, analyzing his tone, and even pulling up old lyrics, saying he might have been trying to mentally prepare for this exact moment. Even though nothing confirmed that, fans insisted the energy made sense. And if there's one thing the internet does well, it's connecting dots, even if those dots never existed. Inside the circles of people who've known Durk for years, the responses were mixed. Some said he took the news calmly, focusing on strategy and staying grounded. Others claimed he had an intense moment of silence, trying to process everything. One person online claimed they overheard a conversation where someone said he knew it was coming, but not like this. Nobody knows if that's true, but the rumor alone spread like wildfire. And once drama lands in public spaces, the internet amplifies it. As the hours passed, more stories began circulating. Fans claimed certain OEF members went offline suddenly. Others claimed that close friends posted vague captions that looked like emotional reactions. Screenshots of "Stay Strong" and "Keep Your Head Up" started spreading. Some of those posts weren't even connected to the situation, but the internet was in full detective mode, tying every word to the trial update. Suddenly, everything felt like a sign. One page posted an alleged message from a person close to Durk, saying the mood inside the house was heavy. The message read, "Everybody went quiet. Nobody expected the date to be that soon." Again, nothing confirmed, but the fans didn't care. They just ran with it. They shared it thousands of times, each repost adding more drama, more speculation, more tension. And that's exactly how the internet turns moments into movements. Meanwhile, rap commentators started going live on Instagram, breaking the situation down. Some were calm, Some are chaotic. One host claimed that insiders told him that the family discussions got heated. Another said Durk made phone calls back-to-back, talking to lawyers, friends, and team members. Someone else claimed his reaction wasn't shock. It was determination, like he was ready to face whatever was coming. But once again, every version of the story depended on who you asked. And the internet doesn't stop to verify. It just amplifies. Fans of other rappers began reacting too. Groups associated with Youngboy, Chief Keef, and other major names started debating whether this trial would reshape the relationships, alliances, and future collaborations across the hip-hop landscape. Some exaggerated it heavily, saying entire crews might shift depending on the trial outcome. Others said this was going to be one of the biggest legal moments in modern rap history. And some insisted everyone needed to calm down because the trial hadn't even started yet. But regardless of opinions, one thing was undeniable. People were watching closely. And people were emotional. Even on Twitter, where reactions are always explosive, things got intense. Thousands of posts appeared within hours. Some users expressed sympathy, saying this was a heavy moment for anyone, even beyond hip-hop. Others said the timeline was confusing because people were mixing facts with rumors. And then there were those who pushed the narrative that this trial date was the final test, the moment that would reveal who was truly standing with LIL Durk and who wasn't. A clip also began circulating, an interview from months earlier where Durk was talking about pressure, timing, and unexpected challenges. That clip was originally unrelated to this situation, but fans captioned it with dramatic titles like "He knew something was coming" and "This hits different now." And that's how the internet creates emotional context out of thin air. But the most chaotic part came when people started claiming that even inside his extended family, there were mixed reactions. One rumor said a relative broke down after hearing the date. Another rumor said some people were frustrated because they felt the legal team had withheld information. Again, none of this had confirmation, but it didn't stop pages from posting about family tension and emotions running high in bold letters. And strangely enough, the tension wasn't just around the news. It was around the silence. Because LIL Durk said nothing publicly. Not a post, not a story, not a hint, just silence. And people interpret silence however they want. Some said he was trying to stay strong. Others said he was overwhelmed. Some said he was just focused, not emotionally reacting. But the truth is, nobody actually knew. And that mystery added another layer to the drama. The fan discussions got so intense that Instagram pages started making countdown graphics. Twitter accounts began debating the legal details loudly, despite not understanding the legal process. YouTube commentators began planning live streams. Reddit threads were filled with speculation. And TikTok turned the whole thing into a timeline meme, with people making sad edits, dramatic edits, and even conspiracy edits about the future. Then came the turning point. A screenshot claimed to be from someone close to the situation spread across multiple platforms. It said, "This date changes everything. Everyone's preparing differently now." Whether real or fake, the internet treated it like a headline. And the ripple effect only grew larger. Suddenly, fan pages started posting stories about behind-the-scenes panic and unexpected emotional moments inside the camp. People claimed ODF members were calling each other nonstop. Others said the mood in their group chats was serious and heavy. Some fans said the news left them divided, between hope and fear, optimism and worry. And because fans argued in the comments, the story got even bigger. Even people outside the hip-hop world started reacting. News pages posted simple updates, but fans filled the comments with thousands of emotional messages. The reactions ranged from supportive to shocked to confused, and with every repost, the tension grew. By the end of the night, the internet had created a full emotional narrative around one court update. Some believe this was the beginning of a major shift in LIL Durk's life. Others said the timeline would bring surprises nobody was expecting. And rumor pages pushed the idea that the next few weeks would bring hidden truths, emotional confrontations, and explosive reactions, whether real or imagined. But the biggest twist was yet to come, because just when everyone thought the online reaction had reached its peak, Something unexpected happened online that turned the situation from dramatic, because the moment people thought the online frenzy had peaked, something happened that nobody saw coming. It started with a single post from a mid-sized hip-hop update page. They posted a vague message that read, "Don't be surprised if tomorrow gets even crazier." Big reactions incoming. The post had no context, no details, no reference. But the timing, just hours after the court confirmed Lil Durk's trial date, sent the timeline spiraling again. People started speculating instantly. Some said insiders were preparing statements. Others said certain industry figures were reacting behind closed doors. A few claimed that family members were getting emotional and debating their next steps. That one post sparked hundreds of comments. Some fans begged the page to clarify. Others flooded the comments with theories. And some began fighting each other, insisting their version of events was the real one. Within minutes, drama pages began reposting the message with different captions. One page wrote, "Something major is brewing around the Durk situation." Another page turned it into a whole headline, saying, "Tension rises as insiders hint at unexpected reactions." And just like that, a new wave of confusion hit the timeline. But the chaos didn't stop there. A couple of supposed leaks began circulating, screenshots of messages people claimed were from people close to ODF. One message said, "Everybody's on edge right now. You can feel the pressure." Another alleged message said, "This trial date messed up a lot of plans." Whether real or fake, fans ran with them. They reposted them on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram stories, adding their own dramatic captions and theories. People started saying Lil Durk's team was split over how to handle the situation. Others said certain friends felt blindsided. A rumor even started that two people in the camp had an argument after the news dropped. No proof, no confirmation, but people were quoting it as if it came from a documentary. And because the internet thrives on drama, the story picked up momentum fast. Then something unexpected happened. An old clip of Lil Durk resurfaced, an interview from years ago where he talked about pressure and loyalty. That clip had nothing to do with the current situation, but fans edited it, added dramatic text, and posted it as if it reflected how he was feeling now. The clip hit millions of views within hours. People commented things like, "He knew moments like this were coming, and this hits different after today." Again, the internet connected dots that didn't exist, turning a moment from the past into an emotional anchor for the present. Meanwhile, different sectors of the hip-hop world reacted differently. Fans of NBA YoungBoy, Chief Keef, and other major artists began giving their own commentary. Some were sympathetic, saying legal pressure is something no artist wants to face. Others were petty, treating the trial date as something to joke about. And some hip-hop bloggers began debating whether this moment would shift the balance of influence in the rap scene. But the real chaos hit when a page posted a video claiming to show Durk on the phone right after the news broke. The video wasn't even recent. It was clipped from an old behind-the-scenes vlog, but someone added a caption saying moments after hearing the trial date, and it went viral instantly. Thousands of fans believed it. People argued about whether he looked stressed, calm, angry, or numb. Some said his expression showed he already expected this outcome. Others insisted he looked like he just got hit with unexpected pressure. And for hours, the comment sections were nothing but emotional analysis. This triggered a wave of reaction videos. TikTok creators made breakdowns explaining how different artists handled legal pressure. YouTube commentators posted hour-long discussions about the timeline, the court process, and how public perception might affect the situation. Even people who never followed Lil Durk began giving opinions because the story reached every major platform. But the most dramatic twist came from within the fanbase itself. A conflict broke out between two major fan groups. Those who believed the trial date was a setback, and those who believed it was a step toward closure and clarity. One side posted breakdowns explaining why they were worried. The other side argued that the situation wasn't as scary as people were making it. And the arguments turned into full-blown comment wars across multiple platforms. Fans began tagging different ODF members, demanding reassurance. Some even messaged producers and collaborators, asking if they were still working or if the situation had changed future plans. Nobody responded, which only added to the drama. Silence always fuels speculation, and with this topic, the speculation skyrocketed. Then came one of the biggest viral moments of the night. A TikTok creator claimed that someone close to Durk was extremely emotional after the news dropped. This one statement, completely unverified, sparked thousands of stitches, duets, and reactions. People began theorizing about who it could be. Some said it was a family member. Others said someone in ODF. A few said a longtime friend might have broken down. And the narrative kept expanding, even though nothing concrete had been said. Meanwhile, neutral hip-hop journalists tried posting factual breakdowns about the legal process. But nobody cared. The emotional storyline dominated the internet. People were more invested in imagined behind-the-scenes reactions than actual legal facts. One journalist even tweeted, "I posted the official timeline and got 200 likes. Someone posted a rumor and got 200K. That tweet went viral, proving how big the chaos had become. But the most dramatic discussions bubbled inside the fan community itself. People speculated about how Durk must be feeling. Some claimed he wasn't sleeping. Others said he was locked in, focused. Some believed he was stressed. Others believed he had accepted everything with calm determination. With every hour, theories got wilder, more emotional, and more exaggerated. And all of this exploded further when a rumor started that someone inside his team wanted to make a public statement, but was advised not to. Fans debated who that person could be. Some said it was someone older in the family. Some said a close friend. And some insisted it was a younger team member who tends to speak impulsively. Again, nothing confirmed, but the debate took over entire comment sections. Then late in the night, another major twist hit. Someone posted a screenshot of what they claimed was a phone call log, saying, "Look at all the calls happening after the news." It wasn't real, it was a generic screenshot, but it was dramatic enough to get thousands of shares. Some fans believed it showed Durk calling different people. Others said it was his team scrambling. The truth didn't matter. The drama did. By midnight, the story evolved into something much bigger than just a court update. Fans were imagining scenarios, crafting emotional narratives, and building a picture of chaos and pressure. Pages were posting about fractured conversations, long silences, and tension inside the camp. And now the question wasn't just what the trial date meant, but what the reactions inside ODF really were. And right when the internet was divided, arguing, theorizing, and creating entire dramatic storylines, a new rumor dropped. One that took the tension from high to explosive. Because the rumor that dropped next wasn't just another random screenshot or exaggerated reaction. This one hit the internet like a lightning strike. A fan page posted a short message claiming, "Someone from inside the circle is not taking the trial date well." They refused to name who it was. They refused to share details. But that one whisper was enough to send the entire fan base spiraling into deeper speculation. People immediately began guessing. Some said it had to be someone older in the family, someone who had already been emotional through all the ups and downs. Others insisted it was someone in ODF, maybe a longtime friend, maybe someone who had seen too many legal battles up close. A few said it could be a younger member who wasn't mentally ready for what was coming. And each theory had its own passionate supporters who argued loudly in the comments, acting as if they had insider information. The rumor spread across TikTok like wildfire. Creators stitched the original post, turning it into dramatic 20-second videos filled with slow-motion edits, captions like "This is getting deeper," and emotional music behind it. Twitter users reposted the message with long threads discussing how the pressure must be affecting the inner circle. One tweet with hundreds of thousands of views said, "You can't expect people close to Lil Durk to take this lightly. This date changes everything for everyone around him." Instagram pages added even more drama. Some posted fan-made graphics with phrases like "emotions high inside OEF" and "family tension rising." Others posted soft blur edits of Durk with captions about loyalty, pressure, and staying strong. None of it was official, none of it was confirmed, but the emotional landscape of the internet had already taken over. Fans weren't even talking about the court timeline anymore. They were talking about imagined reactions, possible conflicts, and the emotional burden behind the scenes. Then came another twist. A page with a history of posting cryptic messages wrote, "If people knew what was said behind closed doors, the internet would lose it." The comments section exploded instantly. Some users demanded details. Others begged them not to add unnecessary drama. A few said the page was exaggerating to get likes. But even the critics couldn't deny the effect the message had. It created mystery. And mystery feeds tension. Soon after, a rumor started spreading that someone close to Durk had broken down when they heard about the date. No proof again, but the internet doesn't care about proof when emotions are involved. People assumed it was a family member. Others said it was someone on the team. Some even suggested a producer or collaborator might have reacted strongly because future plans were now uncertain. Comment sections filled with statements like, "This must be so hard on everyone around him," and "Imagine getting news like that and trying to stay strong." Fans created emotional narratives out of thin air, and the drama only grew. Meanwhile, neutral voices tried stepping in again. Journalists reminded people that none of the behind-the-scenes reactions were confirmed. Legal analysts attempted to bring the focus back to the official court update. But the emotional storyline had already taken over. People weren't looking for facts. They were looking for intensity, for speculation, for drama they could attach to a very real legal development. And that's when another twist dropped, this one even bigger. A random page posted a screenshot claiming to show a private conversation where someone said, "This news caused arguments." Whether the screenshot was real or fabricated, nobody slowed down to question it. Fans instantly believed that heated words were exchanged inside OTF after the announcement. Some imagined a friend yelling, others imagined a family argument, others imagined phone calls filled with stress. The screenshot became the fire starter for yet another wave of theories. Some fans said it made sense. Legal pressure affects everyone differently. Others said if there really was tension, it probably came from fear, not conflict. And then there were people who speculated that the pressure was revealing who truly stood by Durk and who didn't. The narrative started shifting to loyalty, to trust, to hidden emotions in the team. It became less about the trial and more about the dynamics surrounding him. Pages began posting captions like, "People act differently when pressure hits, and this is when you see who's solid." The comments flooded. Some fans defended everyone in OTF, saying they always stayed united. Others said stressful moments exposed cracks. Even though nobody had proof of any conflict, the mere possibility entertained the internet for hours. Then another old clip of Durk went viral. An old behind-the-scenes video where he talked about not trusting everyone around him. Again, unrelated to the situation, but fans edited it with captions like, "This hits different now," and "Did he see this coming?" The clip gained millions of views, fueling even more speculation about who might be stressed or emotional behind the scenes. At this point, the story had reached a level where fans weren't just reacting. They were building entire emotional arcs. They debated about how Durk must have felt when he heard the date. They argued about how people around him might be coping. They created timelines, reaction theories, imagined conversations. Because the truth is, when you mix real pressure with public mystery, the internet creates a narrative that feels bigger than reality. Then another twist hit the internet, one that completely took over the conversation. A page posted, "Someone is advising him to stay quiet for now." The post didn't mention who the advisor was. It didn't say if it was a legal recommendation or a personal one. But the idea that someone was guiding Durk's silence became the center of discussion. Fans debated whether staying silent was a good strategy or whether he needed to speak up to calm the chaos. Others said silence was the best move because every word would be overanalyzed. The argument split the timeline into two massive groups. But the biggest emotional spike came when a rumored fan message circulated saying, "Seeing him go through this hurts." You can see it in the energy. And again, nobody knew who wrote it, whether it was fake or real, but thousands of people reposted it. It became a rallying cry for fans expressing how emotionally invested they were in LIL Durk's situation. Some wrote long posts about how they grew up listening to him, how his music helped them, how they couldn't imagine seeing him go through such a heavy moment. The sentiment created a huge wave of emotional content across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. At the same time, people began analyzing why certain OTF members had been unusually quiet on social media. Some said they were supporting Durk behind the scenes. Others said they didn't want to add to the chaos. And a few insisted that the silence itself felt tense. People analyzed stories, like posts, comments, anything they could find, and interpreted everything as signs of stress or unity. The final dramatic twist of the night came from a random page that claimed, "Tomorrow will reveal who's really standing with him." The post went insanely viral. Some fans believed it meant someone would make a statement. Others thought a team member might speak. A few even expected a family message. But no one knew what the post actually meant. It could have been nothing. It could have been speculation. But the internet treated it like a prophecy. By the time the night ended, the simple announcement of a court date had become an emotional roller coaster filled with imagined reactions, unconfirmed rumors, fan-made theories, and narrative arcs that belonged in a documentary. Some fans were hopeful, some were heartbroken, some were angry, and some were bracing themselves for whatever came next. But one thing was crystal clear. The moment the date was confirmed, everything around LIL DURK changed, not just in the courtroom, but across the entire online world. Everyone was watching, everyone was talking, and everyone was waiting for the next move. And that brings us to the conclusion. And if you're still watching at this point, that means you've stayed locked in through every twist, every rumor, every emotional turn, and every moment the internet amplified around LIL DURK and this newly confirmed trial date. This isn't just another update. This isn't just another headline. It's a moment that has the entire hip-hop world watching closely, trying to understand what this means for the future, for the culture, and for everyone standing beside him. But the truth is, none of us know what's happening behind those closed doors. We don't know what conversations are being had. We don't know what emotions people are carrying. And we definitely don't know how the next few weeks are going to unfold. All we can see is the tension, the reactions, the speculation, and the shock that traveled through social media the second this court timeline dropped. And that's why your voice matters here. So before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because these stories move fast, and when updates hit, they hit suddenly. You don't want to be the one hearing them secondhand. Turn on notifications so you're locked in the moment anything shifts in this situation. And drop your thoughts in the comments too. What do you think about this confirmed date? Do you think fans are overreacting? Do you think the silence from certain people around LIL DURK means something deeper? Or do you think the internet just ran wild like it always does? This is where real conversations happen. This is where every perspective matters. Stay tuned, stay alert, and stay connected, because the next chapter in this story is already forming.